So I want to share with you a experience that a gentleman that came in had. Uh, he's in his middle 40s. He's got a wife and two kids, both in their junior high and high school years. And he was suffering from a tremendous amount of back pain and had a limp beginning that he couldn't figure out whether it was his knee or his hip, and was worried that he may need to go in and have either knee or hip surgery. And I observed him walking. I saw how his posture and his stride were wonky. They were not serving him well. And we addressed how he works, what his desk is like. Is he sitting? Is he standing? Is he working on his phone all day? Is he in the car all day? We began to create a roadmap, if you will, that creates a scenario for me to understand structural use and overuse. I quickly learned through observation and touch that there was a tremendous amount of stress. This husband was attempting to cover a mortgage that was working for them. However, the spouse had recently been laid off, and all of those finances were on his shoulders. And his low back was giving him a tremendous amount of challenge. This led to awareness. The body will hold specific challenges that we have universally in our bodies. And I was able to ask a couple of questions in regards to how he manages his money and his communication with his wife. To which he said, "We're not talking much at all right now." And I had asked if that was a challenge, and he said that it very much was. It was a stress on everyone in the house. And so I asked the body if it had any suggestions for how he might be able to break this rift within the family. The body offered that he go home and he be silly with his family, which he hadn't been since his kids were much younger. And that looked like going home and turning out the lights and playing hide and seek tag. And he did go home and he did play with his family. And he made it a point the entire rest of the week that the first thing he did when he got home was he played. He didn't scrutinize whether the dinner was ready or if the dishes were done. He didn't bring up the bills or how hard his day was. He focused exclusively on joy and play and engaging with his family in a way that brought laughter. It turned out that his kids needed that, and they started communicating some of the stuff going on at school, causing them to be extra cranky. The wife felt safer to communicate her challenges and some of the obstacles that she was having in trying to find work, and some of the feelings that she was carrying inside of resentment to her husband, that he was so insistent that she be a full-time employee rather than looking at her in a part-time position so she could take care of the kids more. They were able to talk simply because of the fact that he allowed his body to communicate in a way that inspired him to go play, and play opened up the door to solution. And that is an awesome result from one session.